Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, I was 1 minute late. Karen Curtin here, as ever, live with you for your Monday motivation. Here to share tips, ideas, bit of inspiration about social media. So, how was your weekend? Are you braced for the cold weather creeping in this week? Some of my friends up in the northeast are going to have snow. So that's quite exciting, isn't it? We're British. We like to talk about the weather, don't we? So today's topic, and I always like to sort of re-plan my week. So Monday mornings are my planning days. So this is when I map out everything for the week ahead. And that's why it's a good time to potentially go live and share some tips and ideas with you. So my thoughts around today's topic is about what's your why. Because nobody's a failure on social media, are they? Whether it's Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. Twitter, everybody has a voice on Twitter, don't they, at the minute? Nobody's a failure. In fact, I saw something this morning on BBC Breakfast when they were talking about the cost of living and the fact that everything's shooting up. And there were parents in Barnsley, I think it was, saying how they feel the pressure from social media to give their children more at Christmas, and then they end up in debt. So social media, love it or loathe it, it's here to stay. But what's your why? And by that, I mean there's several different ways I'm going to use that, because the single biggest question I get asked time and time again is, what do I say on my social media? I really struggle with this. And I'm currently writing my new program, Social Media for Trainers. So it's a bit one of those field of dreams moments where I've sort of built it and people have signed up, and it's really exciting. We go live end of next month, so loads of time. In fact, Friday I spent a wonderful day with Sheridan Webb from the Training Designers Club, and really getting some ideas and inspiration about what great training looks like, how to present, how to engage the audience. Really exciting stuff. And that got me thinking about today and considering about why should somebody use somebody else? Because you see all of these shops are these beautiful window displays, especially at Christmas time. Sorry to use that word again. But you see all these shops and they make you want to go in, don't they? And that's a bit like your social media profiles. Morning, Lorraine. Lovely to have you back. Lovely to have you back. I will get to your shop. In fact, unfortunately, I've got a funeral to go to and not that far from you next week, so I might come over. So you see all these beautiful shops. Like Lorraine's got her shop, and I'm sure her window is beautiful. Well, I'm going to use that as an analogy for your social media profile. You've got a great social media profile. And people think, oh, this is interesting. So they might decide to connect with you or follow you. But what if the content then isn't interesting, isn't engaging, and isn't relevant to your perfect client? And what if all you're doing is selling? And we had this exact discussion with a company last week, that the owner of the business, is insisting on promotional posts all the time. Excuse me, rather than thinking, why would I buy from you? What is it that's so compelling about your products, your services, that make me want to buy from you? And we did a session last summer about batching content. It was really good when we did this sort of 6-week content challenge. And one of the things that I advocated as a topic is you should, as a lot of us are our businesses, you should easily be able to write 10 posts about why I would buy from you, why I would invest in your products or services, because people are buying into us. I got a lovely recommendation the other day on LinkedIn, which I've not even shared yet. I need to get it set up for tomorrow, actually. And the lady said, when it came to having social media training, it was a no-brainer as to who I would go to and who I would refer, because I see Karen's expertise there. And that was wonderful. So I want you all to think about what is the why. And your task for today, should you take to do it, and take, I bet you could, if you are really struggling, use one of these apps that records stuff and send it to yourself if you're really time precious. I use one that you pay for when I've got quite a lot of stuff to dictate. It's called Temi, and it sends me a Word document, which is really brilliant. So think about 10 reasons why somebody would invest in your products or services. Make a list. That's 10 posts. You could be putting the post like that out once every other week. So that's 20 weeks worth. My maths is rubbish. 20 weeks worth of content, just like that. And it's really easy, because what we need to do is, when we start and think about not the features, not what you offer. I have my core services. I have my one-to-one training. I have my 2 different programs, one for trainers and coaches, one for grown-ups. And then we do a bit of social media management for a small portfolio of preferred clients. So that's, in essence, they're the features of what I do. They're the facts of what I do. But the benefits of what I do, and this is where so many businesses crash land and fail, really totally fail, because what they haven't tapped into is the benefit. Does it save me time? Does it save me money? Does it make me money? Does it reduce my stress? Does it make me feel better? Does it help me sleep better at night? Is it making my business more profitable? So those are the sorts of things you need to think about, is what are the benefits of working with you? Because if you're an accountant, for argument's sake, well, yes, you do my books, you submit my tax returns, you make my business is most tax efficient. But my accountant is actually so much more than an accountant, because she gives me proper advice. We do a whole budget session. We map out the whole year, look at what expenditure we're going to have. Now, the benefit of that, of working with her, is that I start the year with a clear vision of what I want to accomplish, which means my brain's not cluttered up. I can think more clearly. So that's my other bit of advice for today, is make a list of what the facts are of what you offer, what you sell, what your services are. What are the facts? Then the other one is make a list of the benefits. And the benefits are what it does in terms of improvement. And that could be personal improvement. It could be physical improvement. It could be mental improvement. It could be financial improvement. Because if people take my advice, it could be that they increase the number of inquiries to their business through social media by X amount, which means that their turnover could go up by X amount. And it is that thing I always say to people, if you implement the tips that I share with you, you will get more visibility. You will get more traffic to your profile. You will get more people engaging with you, which will mean that potentially they're going to land on your website. What you need to then make sure is your website compelling enough when they land there. And I found this about 4 years ago. My social media was driving lots of people to my website, but my Google Analytics was telling me that they weren't staying there. So that's my third and final tip for today. 3 today is, when did you last look at your Google Analytics? Because it is a bit of a rabbit warren and you can get lost in it. I try and look at mine about quarterly. But if people are landing on your website and not staying there, what is the problem? You can't have a shiny new exciting website and just assume you're driving traffic there and it's all good. But if the people are going there and they're not taking action, they're not buying. Have you got the Facebook Pixel installed, as a for example, on your website? So if at any point you want to do some remarketing through Facebook, that's absolutely essential. That's a must-have. Any decent website designer should be installing it, but a lot of them don't, as I've recently discovered. So thank you for joining me. Lovely to see you back, Lorraine. I hope you're fitting well, and I do hope to pop and see you next week. It'd be lovely to meet you in person. And anybody else who's watching on catch up, please feel free to comment below. If there's any topics you'd like me to cover in coming weeks, do let me know, and always drop me a message. I'm always up for a virtual coffee. It'd be great to see you. Have a great day, and I'll see you next Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.